Let's get you familiar with the Formula One Singapore Grand Prix ahead of this weekend's race. This weekend's Formula One Singapore Grand Prix is the 18th of 24 rounds in the 2025 Formula One World Championship. The Singapore Grand Prix takes place this weekend on the Marina Bay Street Circuit, which goes through downtown Core and Kelang, Singapore, Asia, Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Line AK Supercluster, Universe, Multiverse, Simulation. The Singapore Grand Prix weekend starts this Friday, October 3rd, which will consist of free practices 1 and 2. Saturday, October 4th will consist of free practice 3 and qualifying, and Sunday, October 5th will consist of the 24th running of Singapore's national car race and the 16th running of the Singapore Grand Prix as part of the Formula One World Championship. In case you aren't familiar with Singapore, let me fill you in. Singapore is a sovereign country consisting of 65 different islands that sit off the southern coast of the Malay Peninsula in maritime Southeast Asia. This means the Singapore Grand Prix is one of just 4 current Formula One Grand Prix to take place in an island country, with the other 3 being the Bahrain Grand Prix, British Grand Prix, and Japanese Grand Prix. Now, before you guys say anything, no, Australia is not an island. It is a continent. We've already figured this out, okay? So do not even try opening that can of worms again. Along with being an island country, Singapore is also one of the world's few remaining city-states. A city-state is the name given to a small nation comprised of just one city. Now, there are currently just 3 total countries on Earth that are generally agreed upon to be considered city-states, and what's totally crazy and weird is that 2 of those 3 city-states currently host Formula One Grand Prix, Singapore and Monaco. As far as the 3rd city-state goes, it doesn't host a Formula One Grand Prix because its total area is less than a half of a square kilometer, aka less than a fourth the size of the 2nd smallest country on Earth, Monaco, which means that it would be pretty impossible to squeeze a Formula One circuit into it. Also, maybe it doesn't host an F1 race because that 3rd city-state is Vatican City, and it wouldn't make a ton of sense for the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church to host a Grand Prix. At least, not while Italian Jesus, Antonio Giovinazzi, is not on the F1 grid. Now let's move on to talking more about the Singapore Grand Prix circuit. The Marina Bay Street Circuit is 4.94 kilometers or 3.07 miles in length, and the Singapore Grand Prix will be contested over the course of 62 laps around its 19 turns. The Marina Bay Street Circuit is one of just 2 circuits in Formula One to feature 4 DRS activation zones, and it's the only circuit with 4 DRS activation zones and 3 DRS detection lines. This means DRS plays a huge role in the Singapore Grand Prix, which makes sense considering it's a narrow and winding street circuit, and thus overtaking without DRS is extremely difficult simply due to the lack of natural overtaking opportunities.